YouTube, StuB520 here. It's been a little bit since I did a video, 3 weeks I think. And lately, the last 7, and then including this one, 8 videos will be CZ related. All different CZ, couple different CZ pistols. Well, I figured I'd show my CZ collection, lineup, whatever you want to call it. Not a comparison video, just a little talk about CZs. So CZ, man, if you don't know, you don't know. CZ's fantastic. I've had nothing but good luck with CZs. Any CZs I had a long time ago, a 75D compact PCR, one like this. It had the different sights on it, TrueGlow TFX Pros. I have a video on it 3-4 years back. But yeah, I'll tell you what, my Beretta PX4 Storm is in the safe. It's put away. It's taking a break for a little bit, an indefinite break, because I'm currently carrying the CZ75 P01 Omega, this pistol right here. I'll tell you what, I always said the Beretta PX4 Storm, full size, 9mm, all 9mm, 9mm. The PX4 Storm 9mm full size is the gun. I've said that. If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. And if it's not that gun, then it's a CZ. So that Beretta PX4 Storm is always going to be 1-2. 1-2 or 2-1. And then the other 1-2 or 2-1 will be a CZ. Any of these. Maybe not this one, it's because it's big, giant, but we'll get to that. So anyway, I have a fanboy? No, not a fanboy. Admirer? Sure. Enthusiast? Definitely. Advocate for CZ pistols? Absolutely. Would I recommend? I think I always recommend CZs. Love affair? Alright, sure. Fanboy? No. CZ guy? Yes. So, anyway, let's do a little safe checking. Empty. 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 This gun's clear. Empty. Empty. This gun's clear. Empty. 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 This gun's clear. Empty. Empty. Empty mag. Well, this gun's clear. And the last one, empty. 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 So this gun's clear. Alright, so we got in the lineup, you got this CZ75 P01 Omega. Omega meaning and also called convertibles, because it comes with the ambi decocker, and in the box comes a safety. You switch it out to be cocked and locked. So and it has the Omega trigger system. But when I bought this pistol, in the box it said it had a Cajun Gunworks trigger job, and there's a little note that said a few other things. So I ended up calling Cajun Gunworks, and they told me which spring trigger kit job of Omega. I forget the name, but it has a Cajun Gunworks trigger job, springs job. It had, and in that has the replacement of the CZ, the firing pin retaining pin. I think that's the name of it. and new firing pin, and a nice light trigger, but it's ambi, and it's a forward swept decocker. And then this one, the brother, is the standard P01 NATO specs. It's got a NATO spec on here, meaning it was certified to be used by all the NATO forces over there in Europe and stuff. And I don't know if in the States it was adopted, but it only has a decocker on the left side for a right-handed shooter, and it's backwards swept versus forward. And then you had the PCR, the little cousin, not the little cousin, but the cousin, had no rail. This P01 had a rail. The PCR does not have a rail, but it's the same ergonomics. Decocker on one side for a right-handed shooter, but it's a decocker. And then you got the P07 ambi decocker, which I like. Has the Omega trigger system in it, and it's supposed to be a better trigger than the standard 75 compact triggers, because this also can be converted to a cocked and locked safety, as well as the big brother to this, the CZ P09 ambi decocker can be switched over to a safety, rendering it to be carried cocked and locked. So my CZ love affair, I can't say enough about CZ. Great company. I've never had any bad luck with CZs. Oh, looks like a little mine. And you know, if you don't know, you don't know. You got to pick up a CZ. You got to shoot a CZ. I bet you if you go to any of your ranges and they have rentals, I'll bet you there's one of these pistols, if not more, more than one of these pistols in the case to rent. Most likely you're going to have the P07, and you could very well have maybe the P10 series on the CZ Striker Fired, but for sure you probably see one of these, possibly one of these for a rental. And you might even see the P09. I've seen it in a gun case to rent. But all of them are fantastic shooters, and they all have the natural point of aim. You pick it up, and when you bring it up and press it out, you could close your eyes and envision your target. Look at your target down range. You could close your eyes, put the gun up, and you could be right almost exactly where you need to be. It's such a natural pointer with the eyes closed. I've done it. I close my eyes, bring it up to where I think I'm gonna want to be, and I'm very close to where I want to be. And I'm talking dead nuts on that sight picture. The grip angle on the CZ, the ergonomics on the CZ, fantastic. And I just love them so much. Like I said, the Beretta is always the gun, but it could be the number 2 gun. And then any one of these for the 1 or 2. So the grips got switched around. These lock grips came with the P01 Omega. I ended up putting them on the PCR. The grips I bought for the PCR were these blue ones. I ended up putting on the standard P01, the standard P01 NATO spec, and then I took the grips that were on the P01 standard and I put them on the Omega. They're in aluminum. These are both cool hand, same kind of styles. This just a different G10 material, aluminum, and then you got the G10 material lock grips. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the palm swells. I mean, I like the texture. And it works. It really fills your hand perfect. Great ergonomics, easy. But I don't know. I like the slimmer sights. If you notice, on these two brothers and a cousin, all have different sights. At least rear sights. You got these, I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but those are different. Rear sights are different. the rear sight is different. But the weird thing is, the P01 Omega has the same sights as the P07 and the P09 on the rear sight. That's swept back, gives it a little bit longer radius, sight radius, because if you put them back, let's see, almost. Oh, that's because that's pushed back. Yeah. But if you see, this sight radius is almost identical. I don't know what it is here. I think it's going to be pushed a little different because of the swept back sight. Yeah. So in any event, I just love CZ. It's fantastic pistol company or a gun manufacturer. They are great. Like I said, if you ever get to the range and you get to shoot them, I put I think on the range report for the P01 Omega, I said I had 280 rounds, 250 range ammo, all different kinds, 124 grain, 115 grains, Federals, Cellar, and Balat. And I had 30 rounds of hollow points, all different kinds. The ones I had, different grains, the weights. And I said in that video that I was going to put more rounds through it, you know, coming right up. And because I like 300 rounds to deem a pistol worthy of a carry. And I had 280, but in the video I had said that I was good with the 280, confident. Because later that week I was going back and I was going to put another 100, another 200. So I have, in the past few weeks, I put another, what did I get? Another couple hundred rounds through this pistol. Mixture of range ammo and hollow points. So I'm up to 450, maybe 500. Almost 500 rounds. It was 200 on the last range session. And these pistols all have over 300 rounds through them. And I'm not even that sure, but well over 300 rounds. And they all run flawlessly. Fantastic. I did remember when I did pick up the CZP-01 standard NATO spec, and I was talking about how CZ had a rigorous testing, 15,000 rounds, 7 stoppages, and how I said that on the range report on this pistol here, that the first round or two, the second round, I had a failure to extract or eject, I forget, and then when I looked at the case, the casing on the ground, picked it up, it had a little dent in it, so I chalked it up to that. But since then, no malfunctions, well over 300 rounds, well over 300 rounds now, well over 300 now, and I'm getting close to 500 rounds on this pistol. And like I said, this is my carry gun now. I've always loved the standard P01, P01. I love this pistol, but it never was a ambi-decocker. I always had to do this way, which is okay. I could get by that. When I was carrying my PX4 Storm, I said that I did a comparison with this and the Storm, side by side, and I had said that I was carrying this a couple days a week. So when I finally found the Unicorn gun, because this is discontinued, that it wasn't going to be too much of a leap for me to switch over full-time to a carry gun, because like I said, I was carrying the P01 standard for a couple days a week, and I carried this pistol, at least this pistol. And when I first got this, I think I carried it for a little bit, but I carried this pistol when I had it. I carried this pistol when I first owned it, and I got a holster, and I've carried it to see if I could carry the full-size P09. So this is the current carry gun, the Unicorn. Can't find it, but I found it. So let's talk about the P09 and the P09 and the P07. I think the first one that came out was the P07, and it was called the Duty. P07 Duty. It had different or lack of slide serrations in the front, and there was some kind of issue with the frame where it was flexing or bowing. I'm not exactly sure, but when they came out with the second gen, the P07, it fixed that problem. They fixed that problem. So I had one. I ended up trading it away. A couple of years later, I found one on chance. The guy was, I was happened to be right next to the guy at the gun shop, looking at guns. He was on talking to the other salesman, and he was consigning it or trading it. And I heard the story where it was an impulse buy for him. Never shot it, so I had to have it because I loved it, and I didn't wish I never got rid of it. And then the P09, full size, big brother to the P07, 4.5 inch barrel. This is a monster. This is a duty pistol for sure. This is like a chest rig. This is like a chest rig gun in my mind. A leg, drop leg, you know, tactical. I bought this because I was trying to get the CZ SP01 tactical, which is the big brother to this pistol, but it had an ambi decocker. And that one was hard to find. My gun shop guy called around. He couldn't find one. I could have bought one off Gunbroker, but I didn't. It was expensive, more expensive than on the CZ website. So I ended up opting for this one because I thought this was the poor man's SP01 tactical. Ambi decocker, full size. Man, it's nice. It's fantastic. They're all great. I know that all my the past 7 videos, now 8 on CZ, but that's just how it is. The next 3, the next 5 might be on Smith & Wessons or Berettas or something else that I come across. I don't know. But right now, it's a CZ fest. Here a CZ, there a CZ, everywhere a CZ. Old Mix Stu B520 had a CZ collection. CZs everywhere. So anyway, what are your thoughts? You guys like CZs? You gals too. I don't want to leave anybody out. You like CZs? Go to a range, rent one. Any of these. If you come across any of these, rent it. Put a few rounds through it. You'll like it. Triggers are a little different on some on these. You know, a little bit different. But double action, single action. First pull is heavy. Well, this is a bad example because this is the Cajun Gunworks. But the first trigger pull in double action is heavy. 9-10 pounds. And then after that, single action, you got a little bit of reset, little take up, and then a pretty good break. Pretty good on all of them. Good triggers in my mind. I always train with the trigger you got. I said I never put trigger jobs in, but this one came with it already. So this one's light. If this is a 10-11 pound, this is a 7-8 pound trigger pull. Real nice and light. And then after that, you got a better reset, but it's out there a little bit, and then a nice break. I don't dry fire CZs too much because of this retaining pin here for the retaining pin for the firing pin. If you dry fire too much CZ and it damages that, and then the firing pin has an issue going and hitting the primer. So you don't dry fire CZs that much. But with the Cajun Gunworks trigger job that this one got, because I called CZ and they told me what it was. I mean, I called Cajun Gunworks. In the package, it had like a stainless steel roll pin here for this retaining, for the firing pin retaining roll pin. I think something to that effect. But yeah, not that I'm gonna dry fire too much. I don't. I got snap caps and stuff, but not on the table. So, what are your thoughts? Great guns. I'm gonna look to get a pair of slim grips. I'm looking on eBay every day. There's always a new one popping up, and there was a set of they were almost like white or pearl, but they were aluminum, and they were like just like this, but a white And I was put them in my watch list on eBay, and I was contemplating, didn't have the grip screws with it. And it was cheap. I could have got the grip screws right off of here. But I ended up not getting them. So I'm going to get, this gun's not being carried. It's in the safe. And so it'll keep those lock grips. And those aren't cheap. You go on lock grips, those are $65. They start, I think the cheapest is $64.95. And I don't know what these ones are, but they're lock grips. It says it on the inside. It's got it, lock grips, 75 compact series. It's a nice feel in the hand. I just like the slimmer. I like the texture though. And I wasn't sure if this was the Vortex. Remember I was talking about these on the Omega. It had these sandpaper grips like Talon grips or Handle It grips. And it said on the little note in the box, Vortex grips. I could never find out what Vortex grips are. So, if anybody knows what Vortex grips are, I looked on Lock Grips thinking maybe this was the pattern that they were calling it Vortex. I didn't see them on there, so I don't know what that is. And I couldn't find any grip tape called Vortex. I just did a search. Pistol grip, sandpaper, Vortex grips. And I can't find anything on that. So, if anybody knows. So, what are your thoughts? Tell me what you think. CZ's great company. I loved CZ. Not a fanboy. CZ guy. And that's it. So, remember, or don't remember, like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, then don't do any of those. Just click next. Thanks, YouTube. Have a great day.